California, U.S. pilot says he photographed a large UFO flying over the Mojave Desert in 1985. This is a plane that he was flying. He's a pilot, and he took a picture of it. So it's not only the U.S. Air Force pilots and technicians that have UFO encounters. It's also regular pilots. It's also their passengers that take images of unidentified flying objects from the aircraft. So here we go. This is courtesy of David Hastings. I'm briefing this and translating this from Italian. David Hastings, British pilot, flew a Cessna Skymaster plane on September 9, 1985, over the Mojave Desert, United States, and together with David Hastings was his co-pilot, David Patterson, and both of them witnessed this incredible, huge UFO flying over the Mojave Desert. Concerning what he was looking at, what he witnessed, Hastings said, "We were enjoying the sun while we were driving our plane, when suddenly, at 12 o'clock, we noticed a huge dark shadow. The surprising thing was that it was making no noise. We didn't hear any noise, and with David we were wondering what the hell it could be." Now Hastings, despite seeing virtually nothing, grabbed his camera and took two images, two photos. It was only after returning to San Francisco that Hastings and Patterson could really verify what was in the image. In one photo, nothing strange is seen, but in the other one, they see a very large cigar-shaped object. Now, the next part of what Hastings declares is really astonishing. He says that he was not afraid of the big shadow that they saw. He was, of course, afraid of colliding with it during flight, of having an accident up there. And he said it's not the first time that airplane pilots notice these flying objects around them, these extraterrestrial, unidentified flying objects. And he says that the problem is that most times pilots are afraid to tell anyone to report what they've seen because they may lose their jobs, or they have an absolute prohibition. They have orders not to say a single word about what they've seen up there. This was the case, as we know, with the Nimitz encounters and other U.S. Air Force witnessing of unidentified flying objects while they were, it's not only on the West Coast with the Nimitz and other carrier groups, it's also on the East Coast that this has gone on. And it's not only in the United States, but it's also in Canada, Britain, Russia, and various places, France, Germany, various countries, Mexico, a lot in Mexico. They even have infrared filming. You can search on YouTube, Puerto Rico, over an American Air Base recently. They put that infrared, I'll have to try and find those. Anyway, basically all over the world. And he was lucky enough to get an image of this one. And they have been given the order, especially the people in the military or even commercial pilots, not to say a word, not to report it, except for recently the Department of Defense of the United States has decided to look into these matters because it's a matter of national security. They want to find out who is behind these UFOs, where they're coming from, what do they want, what are their goals, is it an on-Earth entity, another country, another nation, another whatever, or is it extraterrestrial? That's what they want to find out because of this tremendously advanced technology. And from the viewpoint of humanity and our modern technology that we have today, we don't have, from what they're telling us, we don't have the capabilities that these aircrafts have. They move at the speed of a thought. It's just dizzy as to how they can maneuver, how fast, and they can even go into the ocean, into bodies of water as if it's air. It's just amazing. That's what happened with the Nimitz encounters. It flew from the sky into the sea, hovering just beneath the surface, and then they had little drones coming at it from out of nowhere. It's as if they were interdimensional as well. We've had reports of them being here one moment, speeding off the next, and then just disappearing as if entering some kind of a Stargate or a portal or some kind. They just disappeared into oblivion as if they've gone into another dimension. Now, it could be that they could be other entities that are malevolent entities, not beneficial to us, but just the opposite. We have no idea. Anyway, hopefully they'll find out what these things are. It is definitely intimidating to have them around you. It's in your face type of thing. They know that you see them, obviously, because they're right there, right outside your window when you're flying. They know that you see them. Others from the Nimitz, the U.S. Air Force pilots, claimed that they almost had accidents with them while they were training in their exercise drills. Anyway, I'll leave a link below for you for this. I've translated this from Segnidalcielo. This is an article by Stefano Sorce, and I like these things. I don't know about you, but I'm glad he took a picture of it, because now you can see it's just one more thing that's up there. So, by the way, this is one of the images from the Nimitz UFO encounters that the pilots took infrared images of, and it was traveling at tremendous speeds against the wind currents, and it was tumbling at the same time as if it was flanking the fighter jets. These are the type of things that are up there. It was not just one pilot that witnessed this. There were many that had encounters. Every time they were flying up, they were going up. And on the west coast, it was off the mainlands, always on the coast, over the oceans. And they're wondering, is it because it's in international waters? Could it be some nation that's flying them over international waters? That's another thing they have to look into. It was not in U.S. airspace. It was not on land, over land. But in this case, with this pilot Hastings, it was over the Mojave Desert. We have a lot of bases up there. And it was over U.S., mainland U.S. It was not off coast in international waters in this case. So a lot of questions have to be answered with all these things. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.